right. English 1301 students, welcome back. Uh, it's time to talk about where we are, what's happening. I have sent you recently memos that's talking about our next essay. I've attached the handouts for our next essay. I had sent you this memo here. Please follow the directions day by day and step by step on the syllabus. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. I will upload a lecture by Monday or Tuesday that discusses and illuminates this material. It is Tuesday in the evening, so I'm trying to make that deadline. It looks like I'm going to make it. On other fronts, I'm adjusting the due date for this essay due to the ongoing pandemic crisis. So, yeah, we're kind of staying, I'm in a way of trying to reach out to students, help students by making some adjustments in the snow here for the pandemic. I told you at the beginning of the semester that would happen because of the ongoing crisis. And so I'm making a few adjustments in order to help my students. According to our syllabus and calendar, this essay is due on 11/6. So this is for sections 11850 and 12176. If you look at your syllabus for 11850 and 12176, those particular classes, if you look at your syllabus, it'll say the due date is the 6th, but now I'm going to move that due date to the 13th. Okay? Please make note of these changes on your syllabus. And it says, I hope you remain safe and well. So that is my hope tonight. Now, the same thing for sections 12175 and sections 11816. Those two classes, the due date's going to was originally the 10th. And that due date now will be the 17th. Okay? So please note those new dates for the 12175 section class and 11816. This essay will be the 17th. 11850 and 12176, it will be due the 13th. So from the 6th to the 13th and from the 10th to the 17th. So, as we continue to adjust the syllabus a bit this semester due to the crisis. All right. So that's where we are. So class, also what I did is I had given you all the handouts for, once again, this essay. And class, I'm in the process of continuing to grade your profiles. I've read some good profiles. I'm getting those back to students. One of the things that you will need to know about this essay class is that, as with your other essays, you will need, by those due dates, when you turn in a first draft, turn in a final draft, and turn in the verification form that you workshop this essay with the Writing Center. Okay? Writing Center has helped a lot of students. Remember, once again, the Writing Center does not do the work for you, but it can help you. And the reason I have students go there is because it helps my students. Okay? So schedule your time. Remember, for those due dates, on those due dates, first draft, final draft, verification from the Writing Center. In class, let's not get sloppy on our course formatting. I noticed some students were forgetting things like underlining the title. Remember, up in the left-hand corner, go back and review all that material on correct essay formatting. Single space in the left-hand corner. Get all that stuff as perfect as possible, because I don't want to take off points. And then once again, these three major sets of handouts for the review, evaluating works and performances. So 3 documents you will need to turn in on those due dates. Turn them in, if you will, class, it's fine if you turn them in 3 separate documents, Blackboard messages, excellent. It's fine. You don't have to put them all in a zip drive. If you want to put them in a zip drive, that's fine. It's not required. Label them first draft, second draft, third draft. All right? So I sent you these handouts. Once again, this first handout, reviews, evaluating works and performances. Then the next one, once again, on writing assignments on writing a review. So hopefully you've read those, or you're starting to read those, and you're following along with the course policies and calendar, right? Which tells us on when we begin these, once again, class. Read pages 385 to 387 and 387 to 392 on the handout. So that's the first thing. Be prepared to answer the questions following these essays. Okay? And then it has some readings, once again, from your textbook. Once again, class, these are all aspects of you thinking about a review and evaluation. My job as professor is to illuminate this material for you, and which I'm going to be doing today. So, now, it tells us for classes 11850 and 12176 that for homework, we want to make a 2 to 3 page list of possible subjects as described on page 408 to 409. Okay. And then that is due for 1029 on 12175 and 11816 classes. So I'm going to talk about that. We will talk about that, and I'll be here to help you with that. But first of all, I talk a little bit once again about the review, okay? And then I will talk about that homework assignment that I want you to do for me. Class, once again, when was the last time you evaluated something? So I want you to think about that. Ask yourself, when did you last evaluate something? Deeply, all right? So one of the things, class, in a normal class where you're workshopping with people, you'd evaluate other people's writings, okay? Certainly when you work with the Writing Center, they evaluate your work. Certainly when I'm grading essays, I evaluate your work. I let you know, once again, what's being expected of you, all right? Speaking of evaluations, I've had some students this semester where, I take a lot of time to grade these essays, these final essays. And the thing is how much time do you want to put into looking over my comments and correcting your errors, right? I had a student the other day who she had a passing essay. It was a C+. And she was like, oh, Mr. Welsh, can I just redo this C+ and turn it in again and make the corrections and get a higher grade? And my answer was absolutely no. All right? That sounds like high school and middle school. She wrote a passing essay. I marked the errors on the essay, okay? This isn't all about just her wanting to get a better grade, but her job as a student, or anyone's job, is to carefully look over my comments. And then so the next essay, some of those mistakes you made, you can keep working on cleaning those up. So your grade can come up the next essay. But if you're just hustling grades, you're not going to learn anything. I spent time grading her essay, a lot of time. Her job as a young woman is say, hey, why did I get a C+, which is a good grade. It's a passing grade. Why did I get a C+? And then for her to look over and say, oh man, I'm having problems with run-on sentences. Can I fix those so I don't have to do that the rest of my life? Oh, I see I'm having problems here with incomplete sentences. Oh, I'm having some grammar switch problems. Oh, I'm throwing commas out where they shouldn't be. Oh, I forgot to capitalize these. These are all basics of the English language class. So it's not so much as just hustling a grade. It's I take the time to grade your work. How do you once again fix these aspects so when you leave me and you go to the university, you'll have this stuff down? But no, the C plus is going to stand. I'll look extra hard at the next essay and the next essay after that. You know, has she cleaned up her mistakes or is she improving those? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So I'll grade that as I'll hit every essay that she gives me again, or anyone again, the same way. Because if I don't, it'll be like some of your high school teachers. Oh, my high school teacher never really graded my work. Or, I never got the help I need. You're getting the help you need now. Address the challenges, class. So, when was the last time you evaluated something? You'd be evaluating the grading that I did on your essays. I have to evaluate you. You get to evaluate me. Okay? When you look at other people's work, you evaluate it. So this word class, when we deal with evaluations, and so we're always in a period of somewhat of evaluations. We get up, we eat breakfast. We evaluate the breakfast. Even sometimes we're not thinking about it. We look in the mirror. How do I look today? Do I need a haircut? Do I not need a haircut? Okay? How do I feel in the morning? An evaluation. How was this dinner tonight I had? What's on the radio? What am I listening to? Am I listening to Spotify? And I'm listening to Sirius satellite radio? Am I listening to the FM radio? Am I listening to AM radio? Pandora? What the hell am I listening to? Do I like the song that I'm listening to? Why or why not? Do I like the way this person's rapping? Why or why not? Evaluation. Do I like that punk band? Do I not do like that punk band? Do I like this jazz? Do I like this jazz? Do I like that reggaeton song? Do I not like it? Do I like the ambient hip hop? Or do I not like? Do I like the trip hop? Maybe acid jazz song? Do I not like it? Do I like the heavy metal? Do I like the hard rock? What band, what song? We make evaluations. So everything we make evaluations has to be based on standards when we go to write an essay anyway. And so the Greek call it criteria or criteria is a rule or way to judge something, okay, in evaluation. Now, when I go to grade an essay, what do I grade it on? Okay. Say we had to use dialogue. Are you using dialogue correctly? I grade an essay on clarity. I grade it on content. I grade it on flow. I grade it on structure and organization. I grade it on grammar. I grade it on sentence structure. All these things that as an English professor, I have to grade an essay on because that's how I was graded when I was in college. My teachers had to clean me up so I could bring my work up. So those are the different categories that I use to grade for you. So you can think about, class, maybe if you had a job, how do you evaluate a job, whether it's good or bad or not? You'd need these different standards or criteria to judge a job, okay? Say you wanted to find out whether the job you had or have is a good job, or how can you rank it? You could come out, introductory paragraph, tell us a little bit about the job, about where you're working at, and then you want to let the reader know, is it a good job or not a good job? Maybe you could judge it on 4 or 5 criteria, okay? What would you judge a job on? Pay. How much money you getting? Tell us about the pay. hours that you have to work, and scheduling. How good are they dealing with a college student? Class benefits, pay, hours, scheduling, benefits, and finally, class, maybe that job, the environment. What's the environment like, class? What's the environment like? Because you could be making a lot of money, but maybe you're not in the best environment. Say like a strip club or something. Like you make a lot of money stripping, but before, the coronavirus, maybe, that's a messed environment. Or you can make a lot of money, say as a job, maybe you're a drug runner or something like that. Maybe the environment wouldn't be that good, or the hazards of the job. Or like maybe you're not making too much money and or decent money, and also the environment is bad. So all these ways we could evaluate a job, class. Or, so criteria, it's from the Greek, a standard, a rule, or test by which something can be judged, and it's a measure of value. So, evaluate things. We look to magazines, newspapers, TV, valuations all the time. Valuations of fashion, valuations of restaurants, valuations of radio shows, evaluations of movies, valuations of albums or CDs, valuations of concerts, valuations of drinks, valuations of makeup. People are always evaluating things. Your essay for me, your next essay is going to be an evaluative essay, class. So, I want you to think about, how could I evaluate something? How can I evaluate something? Or what maybe possibly what I want to evaluate. Now, we talked about that homework. It says what I want you to be thinking about is for the next time we meet, think about what you may want to evaluate for me. I want you to it says on this homework, just make a list of possibilities of what you may want to review. And then in the end, you're going to pick one and use it for a review. So, on this handout on page 408, it says, for this assignment, write a review. Pick something to review that you know well, or something you would like to learn more about. But you got to pick something in the here and now to review. It can't be something from a year ago or 2 years ago. Okay. So I want to lecture a little bit about when you're thinking about what you want to review, possibilities. Some of these you can do, some of them you can't. So I'm going to talk about this. Now, the number one bullet here says, and you want to think about, say you were going to write this for a student newspaper review, or a local newspaper, or maybe an online site for a newspaper, class, some site that you could, tons of online sites with essays that are reviews. So, this first bullet point here says live performances. Attend a musical concert, a play, or a club with live music and write a review of the performance. Can you do that? Yes. Now, we're in the coronavirus, so you could stream a musical concert. However you get it. Stream it. Stream it over YouTube. Maybe you stream it over Netflix. I don't know how you're going to, maybe you have a DVD that you rent, but you could watch a concert, a play, and write a review of the performance. Now, what would you need to do? You sit down, and you're not just sitting there passively, but when you go to do your review, you sit down, and I bring a journal in here. There's always one somewhere. You get your paper and pen out, and you sit down, and you're watching what you're going to watch, and you're taking notes, taking notes, taking notes, taking notes, taking notes, taking notes, once again, about what you could review. And we'll talk about, like, the criteria later. But say you're going to do a concert that you're streaming of something, what could you base it on? Sound quality, yes. Musicianship, yes. Freshness, yes. Energy level, yes. Venue, yes. 4 or 5 things, 700 to 1,000 words, class. So you're taking notes, 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 notes while you're watching your concert or while you're attending the play online. You could do that for me. Could be an old concert. Maybe you're streaming a band you like that did a concert you've never seen, but you can get the concert that they're at the Red Rocks Theater in Denver 2 years ago. Watch it, take notes, write a review for me, or a play. Or class number 2, it says here, media. Could you write a review of a television program for me? Yes. Could you do a radio show? Yes. You could write a radio review. Could you do a movie review? Yes. Something new, something old. Watch a movie at home. Sit down. Take notes. Let us know what's good or bad. Okay? In a movie, what you're going to evaluate is 4 or 5 standards. Story. Was it fresh? Was it stale? Let us know. Give us a little bit of a plot summary. Acting. Some specific examples. Was it fresh? Was it stale? Dialogue. Filming. Cinematography. Okay. Costuming. Soundtrack. Those are 4 or 5 ways. Once you get a paragraph on each of those with an intro and a conclusion, there's your essay, class. There's your essay. Television program, radio show, movie, musical recordings. Could do all of those for me. The web. Could you review a website? Yes. Let us know. The ease of accessibility. Talk about the graphics. Talk about, once again, the ease of getting into it. Talk about how easy to talk about how up to date it is. Tell us if it's fresh, if it's stale, a website. This brings up, class, sometimes my students want to say, Mr. Wells, can I do a game, a video game, like an Xbox or something? Yes. Is that what my son has? Does he have Xbox? Yeah, it's one of those things. Used to have a PlayStation. Yeah, you could do a game. Let me know if that's your world. Class exhibition. Could you go to a local museum? Yes. You go to one online for me. Let me know. Books. Could you do a book review? Absolutely. Something old, something new. Book review. Could be an old book. Could be a new book. Write a book review. Class sports. Could you write a preview for an upcoming game? No. But you could write a sports review. Say there was a big fight happening this weekend. You could review it for me. All right? Watch it. Maybe it was a UFC fight. Maybe it's a boxing fight. Maybe it's a football game. You could stream a high school football game that maybe, I think they're done with football for a couple weeks now. Maybe in a professional football game. You could write a review for me. Class of sports game, yeah. As it happens, but you got to write it like you were there watching it. Tell us whether it's good or bad. Whether it was worth our time. Class, could you do a restaurant review? You could, except for now the restaurants are closed, so that'd be hard. Maybe, you know what? I would let you get food to go from a restaurant. You could do that. They're still letting, the restaurants are going to be doing food to go. But it'd have to be, a decent restaurant. You could do that. Class, could you review a backpacking route? Yes, we can go outside now. Could you do a local park? Yes, you could visit one. Historic place? Yes, you could. as long as you know you can do it safely under the pandemic crisis we're in. This tough time, class. Trying to help you get through this. If say, for example, that a student doesn't get through it this semester, it's all right. We have to be gentle on ourselves. I had a young man reach out the other day over the internet and said, Mr. Welsh, I've never heard of him this semester at all. And all of a sudden he said, he showed up. And he said, I'm late turning in the second assignment by a week. And I was kind. I'm not here to beat him up. I'm like, dude, you didn't even turn in your first assignment. What are you talking about the second assignment? You didn't even turn in a memoir. But I was nice. I said, did I miss something? I haven't even heard from you all semester. Now you're telling me you don't have a second assignment, a second essay. You didn't even turn in a first one. Now there's no second portfolio. I'm not here to beat him up. He said, I'm going through all sorts of stuff in my family. I said, it's tough. What should I do, Mr. Welsh? What should I do, Mr. Welsh? There's only one thing you can do. Drop the class. Drop the class. Take care of it right now. Get out of it. Take a withdrawal from the class. Because this isn't the semester for English 1301 at all. You can't pass. We're past midterm. And you haven't done any work. But I was kind to him. I'm not here to beat anyone up. I just say drop the class and then you can start fresh next semester because now's not the time. All of a sudden I hear from you. Haven't heard from you all semester long and you're wondering, can you turn in an assignment a week late and you haven't even turned in a first portfolio? It's not going to cut it. I know it's a difficult time. Get the difficulty off your back, drop the class, and then try it fresh again next semester. When hopefully we'll be in a better place, or maybe you will. His family stuff well. I'm not here to beat him up. I'm just here to help him. I was kind to him in my messages. All of a sudden showing up past midterm. Never even heard from him. Class, that's your situation. Drop the class. There's no way you're going to pass. And then that'll help me so I don't have to give you an F at the end of the semester. And they're going to make me give you an F if that's the situation. You haven't done any work. Or I asked you to make some adjustments and you never made them. Class, be good to yourself. Take care of yourself. Class, education. Can you write a review of a course you have taken? No. Letters of recommendation? No. But all the other things are yeses. Politics, public sphere? No. Rating system? No. Greatest or best list? No. Paired reviews? No. But all those other things are yeses. Plus, other possibilities. I had a student last semester, the last time we met face-to-face in a class, and she said, Mr. Welsh, there is this brand new lipstick out. She's a good writer. I'd read her memoir. I'd read her profile. She's written some good essays. Mr. Welsh, there's this new lipstick out. Let's see what's going on with the ink in this pen. There it is. Look at it. Yeah, that's good. That's a TWSBI 580 Diamond. It's a nice fountain pen. Mr. Welsh, can I do a review of a lipstick? I said, yeah, buy a couple of brands of that lipstick. If you can write 700, 1,000 words about a lipstick, and tear it apart and tell me what's good or bad, you know a thing about lipstick, yeah, you can write it. She wrote a beautiful essay. Class, she was such a good writer, and it takes all types. I don't know what's going to happen to her life. I don't know if she's going to go on writing. I don't know if she's going to go to Harvard or Princeton or Yale. I don't know what's going to happen to her. All I knew is she could write. And I wish her the best, as I do all of you. None of us know life is strange. She wrote an incredible, specific detail essay evaluating this lipstick. When I was reading, I could see it. I could almost taste it, the lipstick. I could almost taste it. It was so vivid, she wrote. Class. So those are type of things you could do. I'll never forget, Pat, class, I've been around a long time. About 5 years ago, I had this guy who was trying to revolutionize his life. He was in his 20s. He's smart. He could write. But he's one of these guys, he's maybe 27. And he had been in some trouble with the law. I don't judge that. I don't judge that. He'd come out of the penitentiary in Espanol, or at least in East LA, in South Central LA, they used to call it La Pinta, the joint. And he was out. And he was in my class, and he was kind of wild, but he was settled down, and he really wanted to kick ass in life. He'd written some good essays, real serious. He wanted to create a new life for himself, and he could write. And he said, Mr. Welsh, I want to sit down on a Friday night, and I want to review 2 types of malt liquor. And I said, well, you could do that. That's compare and contrast review. It might be kind of hard, but you could do it. I said, what sort of malt liquor do you want to review? He goes, well, I want to compare the Old English 800 charcoal filtered 40 ounce with the Mickey's Big Mouth, which can also come in the 40 or 32 ounce. I said, oh, you can do it. You can do it. Compare and contrast an essay. He said, may be tough, but I'll let you do it. Now I was thinking into my mind, both of those are kind of ghetto. Okay, I'm not judging them because I know them. Knew them from the time I was young in South Central LA. There was a lot of Old English 800 on the streets. I know that stuff. Powerful stuff. And then Mickey's Big Mouth malt liquor was in the liquor stores too, all over the streets there. I know it. I knew it because I drank it. Don't drink anymore. That's just my trip. But I know that stuff well. So here's what I told him. And I like this student a lot. I said, I'll let you do it, but do me a favor. He said, what, Mr. Wells? I said, if you're going to do that, and I'm not your father, I'm not the judge, I'm not your probation officer, I'm none of these things. You can do it. Just promise me that you'll stay home and you won't drive. Because some of that stuff, some people can handle real well, and then some people can't handle so well. Right, class? And I don't want to get preachy or judgy, but the malt liquor is powerful, especially if it takes hold of you like the Mickey's Big Mouth does. Mickey's Big Mouth has got a B on the green label because it's going to sting you. It's going to sting you. It can sting you, that B of the Mickey's Big Mouth. Sting you right in the head. 40 ounces of Mickey's Big Mouth. 40 ounces of the Old English 800 charcoal filtered malt liquor. Powerful stuff, man. I said, you know what? I just want you, I don't want you to go back to La Pinta. You know, that was my concern. Let's forget about the penitentiary. Let's forget about jail. Let's keep you on this track of school where you can revolutionize your life. He wrote me a beautiful essay, and he didn't go out cruising that night after drinking 100 ounces of malt liquor. All right. So those are possibilities. What else, class? You could, those are a bunch of different possibilities. You could do that. You could sit home. You could review some of these things. So I gave you a bunch of options there, class. What I want you to do now is think about what you may want to do. Possibilities for you, class. And then once again, let me get my notes here. We got some deadlines. We got some time. But remember, class, life catches up on us. So by the time you turn these in, you'll need a first draft, final draft, verification from the Writing Center. And then I think this Friday, I'll have a live session where you can ask me any questions. And if you want to ask me what you're thinking about reviewing on Friday, I'll be there from, I think I do 1 to 2. And I'm here to help, class, not to hurt. Remember, classes 12175 and 11816. I sent you these memos. The new deadline is going to be 11/17 when this is going to be due. That gives us plenty of time. Today's the 27th, the 17th. And I'll be helping with this. Good couple of weeks, maybe 3 weeks. And then on classes 11850 and 12176, the 13th. So that gives you time too. But remember, you got to do it. First draft, second draft, Writing Center verification, and then get me in on those dates. Okay? So very, very good class. Excellent. So that's where we're on the reviews. Think about what you want to review and have some fun with these. Remember, whatever it is, you'll sit down, you're going to take notes. 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 You're going to take notes all the time. And all those possibilities I gave you. So class, Friday, when I have the live session, you can come on. Let me know what you're thinking about reviewing, and I can help you. And we can take it from there. So this is a good introduction. Be thinking about what you want to do, how you want to do it, and then be preparing to do it. And with that said, class, I hope once again that remember this is a fascinating time in our lives. It's a challenging times. I hope if any of your family members get sick that they get well. It's a challenging time in El Paso. I hope we can all stay well. I hope we can all get through this. I hope there's a vaccine coming. I think there is. And my prayers are with you. They're with you and your families. And remember that, class, once again, as I've shared before about college, think of it long term, okay? Think of it long term. If you have a bad semester this semester, do not beat yourself up. These are challenging times. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family. Stay strong. If you need to drop a class, drop a class. Don't beat yourself up. There's always a new semester, okay? And I've read some good work this semester from my students. And I've read some things where students are kicking ass. Some students, it's all right. It's the way it goes. So, with that said, class, we'll see you again. Keep thinking about what you want to work. Make that 2 to 3 page list of possibilities, and then start thinking, what am I going to review? What am I going to review? What am I going to review? If you've got some questions for me, hit me up. I'll answer any of them. I can do it through Blackboard messages, and certainly we'll have a live session on Friday. Okay, class, I hope you have a great evening. You be good to yourself, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.